All right. Go ahead.
We have heard a rumor from Yahweh. An ambassador is sent among the heathen.
Yep. And that's us. We're coming out here speaking against the heathen, man. Letting them know what's going to happen to them because of their injustice. All right, their oppression. All right, them destroying the earth. You know, their lies. Go ahead.
Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small amongst the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Right, Esau is small amongst the heathen, and he's greatly despised, man. But yet this small man has made many kingdoms and nations tremble. And that's what it's going to read in Isaiah 14. But we're going to have to go back to 2 Ezra 16. All right, but this is how the Spirit works. Sometimes you don't get to finish, you know, certain parts that you were originally speaking on, you know, because the Spirit does what it will. But go ahead.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. All right. That pride produces a lot of thoughts, a lot of emotions and things of that nature. And one of those thoughts is that you're never going to be brought low, that you're going to continue forever. That the scepter or that staff is never going to be stripped away from your arm, your hand, man. Better reconsider that, man, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is letting you know right now that you're about to be destroyed. And you're going to go into captivity for a period of 1,000 years, man. All right? He that slayed with the sword, he that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. And he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, man.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
You see? Because of the other nations, when they see you brought low, they'll be like, hey, how'd you become one of us? You know? The Lord is going to bring you down, man. Because of the pride of thy heart. In your mind, the word heart goes back to the Hebrew word lab, which refers to the mind, man. All right? Not the organ that pumps blood, you know, that circulates the blood through the body. All right?
Obadiah, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock. They like the high habitation. They like the highest seats. They like these skyscrapers, man. They like flying in the air. They like to have that bird's eye view watching you. You know? That's why they got their surveillance camera. They like to be in high places, man. That's the nature of an Edomite. That's an indicator on how you can tell of an Edomite, man. They want to be on that high horse. They want to be riding on high. Look at Jake, man. There's no reason why they like low riders. They like to sit low, man. Though they're kings and princes, we're supposed to be the ones on horses. It tells you that in Lamentations. Or not Lamentations, Ecclesiastes, chapter 10. But yeah, you got a servant, a true servant, which is Esau, supposed to be beneath us. He's on high, man. You know? What was his dwelling at? In Mount Seir, in the mountains, in the cliffs. That's where they get the word Caucasian from the Caucasus Mountains over there by Russia, man. Between the Black and Caspian Sea, which means cave dweller. Who's the natural cave dweller? Esau is, man. The so-called white man. Go ahead.
Whose habitation is high. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down in the ground? Thou that exalt thyself as an eagle, that thou shalt set thy nest among the stars. Thence will I bring down thee, saith Yahweh.
Yeah, thence I will bring thee down, saith Yahweh, man. Right? But he sets his nest up above the stars. What is that? The satellites? You know, he's up there, man. He's watching. He's flying in the air with these planes. You know? There's another part of that. Yeah, start out reading.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle,
Yeah, you exalt yourself as the eagle. What's the symbol of America? The eagle. What was the symbol of Germany? You know, the Romans, the eagle. These are symbols, indicators on how to identify the nations in our time, man. The eagle soars high, right? That's what they say in the little commercials they have for the military. You know, they're in their jets. They're way up there, man. They have the ability to use those satellites to snap a picture on me and this brother if they wanted to right now. Or they could send a missile down right now and destroy us. We don't even know that where they're at up there. You know? But he exalts himself as the eagle, right? That's what it said. You see? Go ahead.
and though thou set thy nest among the stars,
And that's talking about him being up there in the heavens, man, the satellites and things of that nature. He not only sets his nest on the earth, but also in the heavens, in the waters, in the caves, the cliffs, in the desert. They got Area 51. They got all those things underneath that, under that earth, under that land. You see, underground bunkers, man. He's everywhere, destroying everything. You know? Go ahead.
thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh.
Yep. Because the Most High is going to bring you down. It's like he brought down all those other nations. The prime example, Pharaoh, the Egyptians. Who brought him down? He used what? Who did he use as a vessel to show forth his power? Moses and Aaron. But ultimately, who was it? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Alright? He brought up Pharaoh just to destroy him, man. Just the same reason Esau was created. Esau was created to be destroyed. He was created to be a whipping stick in the Lord's hand, that golden cup, also to be destroyed. That's your purpose, Esau. You're not the son of the Most High. You're not Yasha'Allah, a son of God, a son of the power, man. You're not going to receive the true benefits, the true power of pleasure and joy. This kingdom you have is mediocre, man. This is a low-level society, or a low-level kingdom, which brothers like to refer to it as a queendom, man. Because that's all you produce is weak-ass men, effeminate men. And when you try to portray yourself as being who you are as a man, they want to throw you down, cast you down. Make you an enemy, get you out of jobs. Now he talks back. He can't have an opinion, you know, when he's right, because he's using his mind, man. He's reasoning. But they want slaves, man. They want tap dancing coons. They want Uncle Tomahawks. They don't want a man that has brains, man. But guess what? The Lord is raising up certain men that have those qualities. Though they suffer and though they seem to die in the eyes and the sight of men, though they're full of peace, man, because the word brings us comfort. It reassures us that we are not going insane like the rest of these people are bugged out here, man. You know, we're the only sane people on the earth. Why? Because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is with us, man. Amanna Wa'ala, which means it's an Emmanuel, God with us. All right.
If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
Right, because a thief, he'll go in there and get what he needs. Esau will go into a kingdom and take everything. He'll strip it bare, you know? And because there's a law, and there's a law where it says that when you go and reap what you sow, you have to leave a little bit for the poor. So the poor can go and get what they need. Esau don't do that. He'll take every single crop, and if you even get caught in there because there is something there, they're gonna file charges on you for trespassing. This man is oppressive, man. He's unreasonable. He's an unreasonable man. It's like you 2/3 are unreasonable. That's why brothers don't need to be wasting their time on 2/3, man, because they're unreasonable. Esau's unreasonable, and they follow after that same spirit of Esau, man. But you're going to be destroyed. The Most High ain't going to leave nothing undone with dealing with you, Esau. You're going to be destroyed thoroughly, in and out, man. You're going to be folded inside out. Go ahead.
If the grape gathers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
See?
How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things sought up? All the men of thy confederation have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
That's right, because all these other nations that are in allegiance with America, at one time, here comes soon, they're going to turn their backs on them. They're going to turn their back. They ain't going to worry about them peace treaties. You know, NATO is losing certain nations, the EU. All right, they're not part of that program no more. So they're going to turn their back on you. It tells you that in Revelations. All right, go ahead, read that again.
All the men of thy
confederation
have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
Yeah, they're going to prevail against you. Why? Because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to sanction them. But guess what? That's talking about America. But Yahweh Shai is going to come, like I said, the scriptures bear witness. He's going to crack them clouds with the host, the angels. They're going to destroy the other nations because the other nations are going to try to fight against the Lord, man. It tells you that in Revelations. But they're going to turn their back against that horde. All right, the harlot that sitteth upon the scarlet beast, which the beast represents NATO, the EU, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the European Union. The woman represents America. So they're going to turn their back against you, and they're going to destroy you. But they're still going to fight. There's still going to be the war over there in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, what everybody knows as Megiddo or Armageddon, Harmageddon, which means the valley, the mountain of troops. There's going to be a great war over there, man. There's going to be a great destruction here, but there's going to be a great war over there in the Middle East, by the river Euphrates, the Tigris River, the Nile, all that over there, and where everything started, the Fertile Crescent, the cradle of civilization. It didn't start with you, Esau. You think when you came into power, you civilized everybody. The ancients had many great inventions. They were intelligent people, man. But Esau tried to make everybody believe that they were just a bunch of animals and beasts. He was the beast. He's speaking of himself. All right? Before you read that, I'm going to bring out Revelations chapter 17, verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. See, that's talking about those other nations. All right? Those other nations, those 10 horns are described right here. You brothers can see that. Over here to the it says the 10 horns represent the common market or the European Economic Community established in 1958, which is like Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain, Portugal, England, Ireland, and West Germany. So these nations, these people, these men are going to turn their back. But from now, they're going to give their power over unto her. All right? It says, but in verse 14, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings. It's talking about Yahweh Shai. Because once they get tired and fed up with America's bullshit, they're going to destroy this place, but there's still going to be a war over there in the Middle East, man. And that's when they're going to try to fight against the Lord. It says, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Who's that? The elect. Because there's going to be a great deliverance simultaneously when this place is being destroyed via thermonuclear destruction, the ICBM missiles, man. That's why it's of a great importance to have the Spirit covering you. Now is the time you're supposed to be seeking after the Lord, man. Not when destruction and evil days come. It's now. All right? It says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So it tells you what the waters represent. It represents people. All right? Because Another thing they call America is like a melting pot. You got different diversities, different peoples, languages, cultures and things of that nature here, all in one pot. So it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Read that again.
All the men of thy confederate have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
They have deceived thee, man. Because this whole time you thought you were good. You thought you actually had friends, but really they were against you. It was just an appointed time to where the Spirit of the Lord was going to be put on them for them to come at you, man. And that's what's happening. Now you got the Kim Jong-un over there in North Korea. He's speaking big words against America, man. He's like, fuck America. Who are they? Who are you? All these years we've been hearing all this stuff about you and this, that, and the third, but now I'm tired of that shit. You ain't doing nothing. We know the truth. There's a lot of nations that know the truth about America, how they're fraud, how they're liars. They're just trying to go on there to control the people, bothering people, bothering the nations, because they don't agree with their culture. And then they look in history and they look what you did to the North American Indians, man. Now you give them, they got their own lands, but they're lands of no, they're like desolate lands. Arizona, it's all nothing but dirt out there. New Mexico, places that you didn't want, that's what you gave them. Living in reservoirs, what are they called? Those little areas where where the Indians live, that's where you got them at, man. They're drunks, they're alcoholics, into drugs, high rate of suicide. They look in history, they look in history and you can see why or who did this to these people, man. It's the so-called white man, Esau, man. America's not a good place to be at, especially in this time, man. This time is going to be a great destruction. Go ahead, read that again.
All the men of thy confederate have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
They have prevailed against them, meaning they're going to whoop your ass, man. They're going to win. It's going to appear as they won, and they might be fighting, who's going to be the next superpower. But the Lord's going to come and be like, nah, we got next. Right, Zabak? That's what you like to say, you got next? No, the elect have next through the spirit of power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. That's what he's going to tell those nations. All right? Go ahead.
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound unto thee. There is none understanding in him.
That's right. There ain't no understanding in you, Esau, man. You don't know it all. Let me go ahead and finish this. This is Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. What is that fire? ICBM missiles, man. The intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. For Yahweh had put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. You see? So that's what's going on right now, man. And what's been going on. That's why they were able to develop these certain powers, the NATO, EU, whatever different type of committee they have. But now it's coming to an end because Yahweh Shai is lifting up that skirt, and he's ultimately going to use the nations to destroy her. All right. So this is all through prophecy why everything is playing out the way it is, and the whole reason of Bitcoin and it going back to what it's going back to is technology. All right, which is spiritual in itself. You don't see the things that are going on, the circuits and things of that nature within that. You see the numbers and everything that it displays, but you can't see what's causing all that. It's energy, power, a spirit. But he's going to push forth that chip, man, the RFID chip. And he's going to cause all peoples and nations to take that, man, except for the elect. They're going to die not taking that, or they're going to be protected in that time to not receive it. All right? Go ahead.
Shall I not in the day, saith Yahweh, even destroys the wise man of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau?
That's right, and that's what he's doing via the mouth of the prophets. That's why you're being confounded. That's why you're always trying to come up with a new way of continuously making the people believe in your lie, man. All right? He's using the mouth of the prophets to break through all that, man. We're the only ones that are giving the people the truth. We're the only ones that are shedding true light, man. All right? Let me go ahead and I want you to get this one scripture. It says, go to Nahum. Like a little bit after overnight. Right after Michael. Nahum 3. Start at verse 4.
Nahum chapter 3, verse 4, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of the witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms, families through her witchcraft.
That's right, the lies, man, the bullshit, the philosophies, these false philosophies, because the word philosophy means lover of wisdom. We're the true lovers of wisdom. The true wisdom is contained in these books right here. Not some man-made created fable, man. A lie. That's what the nations are pissed off about, and they're becoming pissed off with because of all these different sanctions and these different policies are nothing but bullshit, man. Your philosophies, your doctrines are people are fed up with it, man. People are believing, finding out that Yahweh Shai is not a so-called white man. That we're finding out who the true Jews of the Bible is. All right, the word Jew comes from Judah, but there's more than the tribe of Judah. You got the whole 11, man, the sons of Jacob. So that's what that well-favored harlot is talking about America, man. Through prophecy, through the prophet Nahum. All right?
Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts.
That's right, he's against you, man. A lot of people think that America's blessed by the Most High. The Most High never blessed America in that way. This place is only blessed because for the simple fact that the Lord has said, show favor to the wicked, man. All those that are wicked are going to receive what type of damnation? Right? They're going to receive damnation, judgment. Nowhere in the Bible says the wicked are going to receive repentance. You cannot show me anywhere in the Bible where it's going to say that. The only ones that were wicked are going to convert themselves to being righteous, man. And follow after righteousness. But a wicked man that don't change from his ways, he's doomed. He's destined for destruction.
And I will discover thy skirts upon the face.
I'm going to make you naked. Yahweh Shai's done it. He's making you naked and he's lifted up your skirt. It's just like a woman. You know, y'all are together. You've been away for a long period of time, so you go back home and you lay with her, you do something, you're like, hey, you're different. Why there's something different about you down there. You discovered her wickedness. She's been whoring around, she's been doing something that she wasn't supposed to be. That's what Yahweh Shai has done to America. Alright? He's found the filthiness and the wickedness of this place, man. The racism, all the stuff that's been done, all the bloodshed that's been poured out, the Lord hasn't forgotten none of that. Alright, though men will try to forget it, sweep it under a rug, the Most High don't ever forget, man. You cannot escape you cannot escape Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. He sees all things. Go ahead, huh? Okay.
Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms of thy shame.
That's Right, via the mouth of the prophets. The prophets are the ones that are showing it, but the Spirit of the Lord is coming into us to do that, to have that ability. All right? We're the ones that are discovering that, and we've discovered it, so we're showing it to you. We're relaying it. We're conveying the message to you. That's what Yahweh Shai has done to us. He's revealed the secrets unto his prophets. For the Lord shall do nothing. All right? Let me find this one. Read it again, then.
Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts.
Most High is against America, man, and against any of those that are opposition of the truth. All right?
And I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms of thy shame.
That's right. Your shame. What is your shame, man? Is that you despise your birthright, right? For a fucking bowl of stew, whatever you want to call it, pottage. They're going all the way. Yeah, we're going to the past because that's where it all begins. The Most High don't forget. You gave up your birthright to your brother Jacob because you came in after hunting and you thought you were gonna die. You couldn't just bear that. You couldn't bear that that pain. So you said, what is that? What is it gonna profit me now? For I'm basically about to die. So you gave up. You despise your birthright, man. That's your shame. And then after that, continue with wickedness. It's got more wicked and more wicked. All right? I'm going to read this one. This is a Sirach 23 and 18. A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness, the walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. And what need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins. And that's what you said. But guess what? The Most High has discovered you. He hadn't forgotten about you. Alright? Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. It's like you deal with the woman. You're only supposed to know her secret parts, man. Not no other men. Right? But that's why America is like that dirty whore, that dirty slut that's in your city and everybody knows about her. Why? Because they discovered her. They found her out. She was exposed. She lays down with all these other nations. She comes back to her homeland and then treats everybody else out here like shit. You know? Follows after her lovers, treats them like shit, and comes back over here. This is a complete whore, man. A slut. So the Lord has discovered that. And he's showing the nations your shame.
And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee and say,
shall flee from thee and say,
Nineveh and laid waste.
Because Nineveh was during the time of Jonah, he was commanded to go preach unto the land of Nineveh. Ultimately, it was destroyed through under the rulership of the Assyrians. But that's what it's talking about. You know, it gives you examples of how different nations. We're reading Isaiah 14. It says the other nations, let's say, how is that become as one of us? Whenever the palm was brought low of the king of Babylon. So it's the same thing, because Nineveh was a great kingdom at one time. Go ahead.
Who will be mourning? When shall I see comforters for thee? Art thou better than populace?
Yeah. You ain't gonna have nobody crying over America. The only ones that are gonna cry for you is the ones that were getting rich off of you, man. It tells you that in Revelations 18. In 1 hour, you're gonna be destroyed. But that's only because they were getting rich off of you, not because they cared for you with sincerity. All the other nations, they hate Americans, man. Americans go over there in these other nations, you gotta be careful because they'll end up killing your ass. You know? Go ahead.
No, thou was situate among the rivers that had the waters round about it, whose rampart was the sea, and her wall was from the sea.
That's it. Go back to Isaiah 14 and start where you were. That's right, man. So it's all through prophecy, man. You know, the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is the one that's bringing these all out. All right. And while the brother brings that out, I'm going to bring out this one in the New Testament. All right. In First or Second Thessalonians chapter 1. 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So in the eyes of the Most High, it is righteous, right? To recompense, the word recompense means to pay back tribulation to those that have troubled us. Troubled who? The elect. All right? And the 2/3, yeah, they're wicked, they're going off, but the Most High, when he destroys them, that's love, because they're going to come back right in the kingdom. All right? They're going to come back right the way they needed to be on this side. But that through that ass whooping, it's like when you got tough love. Sometimes when you have your kids, you have to get on them in a way that you're like, and it hurts you, you know. But hey, it's for their own good. But the Most High is he has to do it this time, death through pain, you know. But it's still love at the end. But in a nigga's eyes, they think it's wicked, it's evil, right? If you got a badass kid, they'll say, I hate you, mom, or hate you, dad, because they got their ass whipped. But that kid is just evil, you know. But the dad really loved and cared for him, you know. Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 7 and 7. If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as sons, for the son is he whom the father chasteneth not.
Yeah, you see? So if you endure chastening, you are the sons of the Most High, man. So Esau's not that, because he didn't endure that chastening, you know? When he was out there in the hunting and this, that, and the third, he despised that birthright, man. So being on this earth and dealing, and the Lord dealing, and this is his kingdom, you know, even though he gives it over to the bases of men to rule, it's still his kingdom. He still rules. He governs. He sanctions what he has to sanction and lives and things of that nature. But you have to deal with the chastening of the Lord, man. You have to endure it. All right? Go ahead. Read it again. Oh, yeah. There was a little bit more on there.
But if ye be without chastening, wherefore all are partakers.
See, we're all partakers. We all go through shit. We're all dealing with things. We're all subject to payments. Right? Go ahead.
Then are ye bastards and not sons.
See, Esau's a bastard. Because he don't have a father. The only ones that have a father is the elect. Esau don't have a father, man. You know? His progeny, these Edomites that walk around, that's their father is Esau. But really it's still all the reincarnation. You see what I'm saying? So they're gonna receive the ass whooping, but it's gonna be to their destruction. And they're gonna go into